So we're going to learn today how to make some cutting boards, edge grain cutting boards. And so first step for that is collecting a variety of scrap pieces. Try to choose grains or woods rather that are tight in grain. Maple is really good. I've got a piece of cherry here, some walnut, some exotic wood like rosewood, although you have to be careful with those exotic woods. And the first step is to gather what you can or what you want to use. Usually a variety of wood makes really nice looking cutting boards. And the first step is to plane it all down so you have a very flat surface. Very, very flat, like this maple is planed well, but we'll have to do that to surface all of these pieces of wood. And we'll do that now. Now we've got the boards planed. We will cut them to strips. You remember what you're cutting them to is going to be the final thickness of your board. So something around 1 inch is usually normal for an edge grain board. Maybe a little bit thicker than that so you can plane it down to whatever your final thickness will be. So we'll probably go around an inch and a 1/16 or something like that. And then we'll glue it up after that. And now we have all these strips, and this is where we start to actually put the boards together and make whatever design and patterns we want. This is where you can get creative. You want to cut the lengths of the strips to a similar size, and keep in mind that you'll cut maybe glue up a couple boards together, and so you want to keep in mind how big your total board size will be. But we will grab, like, for example, some maple and walnut, and the planed sides are what glue next to each other, so you have a very nice glue surface. This is where you can play, and we can put some other types of wood in there. So we will cut these down to length, then glue them up. And now the boards are glued up, and we basically then run them through the planer to flatten them and cut them down to size. So you have some ability here to make different length boards. Obviously your width of the board is not going to change, but you can make this a longer board, a 20-inch board, or you can make an 11-inch board, depending on what you have for your total board length. So we'll plane these glued up boards down, then cut them down to size, basically, to whatever size we desire. Now that all these boards are cut down to size, small ones, various sizes, got some longer, small one here, some longer kind of cheese style boards there. We'll route the edges. You don't have to do this, you could leave the edge square, but I prefer to put a little angle or a rounded corner on the edges. So we'll just route those simply with a handheld router, trim router, and then sand them, and again 120 then 220 grit, and so that's what we'll see next. So the boards have been sanded and corners have been routed. So we're ready for oiling, and in this case I'm going to brand each board with my brand, so I'll do that real quick, and then we'll talk about finishes to use on it. Okay. So the boards have been branded, sanded, they are ready for finish. And there are lots of different options for cutting boards. You want something that does not form a film when it finishes. So generally oils are what we use. I have moved to using this tried and true original wood finish, which is a polymerized linseed oil. It is food safe. It does not contain any heavy metal drying agents. And it's mixed with beeswax. I think it's a good mix between a fast drying and very durable finish that is also food safe, which obviously you want in a cutting board situation. So mineral oil is very often used as well, but I find that it wears off too quickly, and this is what I've moved to recently. So we'll finish these boards with that oil and be complete. And that is basically it. You have finished, beautiful cutting boards. It's endless possibilities on design, shape, colors. That's what makes it so unique. So give me any feedback that you have, and I'll try to answer questions if I can. Check out my website if you're interested at trewoodworking.com. It's TRE woodworking.com. And hopefully we'll post more videos sometime.